Welcome. My name is Jessica Blankenship. I am co-founder of the business The Artful Gathering, and I wanted to kind of give this update, and not only an update, but kind of just an explanation of some of the things we've been doing. So, the subscription boxes. We have created what we call the Artful Subscription Kids Box that we launched the end of November. December was the first actual month, and then now we're in January, of course. And I just kind of wanted to give a brief explanation about why I designed it the way I did, and kind of show you some samples of the projects. So we do have plans for adult subscription boxes too. Not sure when we're going to be ready for that. But the kids box. So the kids box have two projects in them. They're actually now 4 levels, and that was from a parent request that I added a 4th level, and I'll talk about that in a second. But there is the ability to pay for just the digital box, which means that you are only mailed a template of the design. So here's one of a little polar bear in the snow with some carbon paper. That's for the digital box people. They don't get the canvas, they don't get the paint, they don't get all the things, but they get these items if they choose to use them, and then they have access to all the digital lessons that I have created. And I'll talk about in a second about how I've even upgraded that since our first month. So it's kind of what trial and error does for you, right? You get to work out the kinks. So anyway, so there's a digital box, which, like I said, it includes that, the template and carbon paper, and that is $15 a month. Okay, so every single month, those digital clients, those subscribers, get to log in. Our website even has an app now, so it makes it super easy. You can save it on an iPad or whatever you're going to let the kids work on, and then they can just click on it and not have to deal with login and password and things like that, which is great. Because we want to make it as user-friendly as possible, but also that if you want your kids to be self-directed, they can. Okay, that's kind of the goal with that. Anyway, $15 a month for the digital. Then we have the option with the supplies for one child. So it's exactly what the one child would need for the projects, one child. And then we have the option for 2 kids, supplies for for 2 kids. And then now we added a one for 3. And because I had a mom, two of her kids are old enough for the subscription box, and she asked that I make one that had enough supplies for if parents chose to do it too, because she was kind of jealous of the stuff that the kids were doing, which is so fun, and I love that. That just makes my heart happy. So I added that for her, actually. It's only 3 so far. Maybe in the future we'll add more. You can reach out to me if you want something special beyond that, but I will of course post the link so if you can check into it if you choose to. But the subscription box that's digital, remember, has all the same access to all the lessons each month. It's just all the stuff isn't delivered, which works for the people who maybe already have a ton of art supplies, or I mean, if you've got more kids than I've available to deliver supplies for, maybe the digital is your only option. And that's okay, right? I didn't make it like less valuable. It's just not the supplies included. All the stuff online is the same. But also the good thing about the digital box is for people who want freedom of materials. So let's just say that you're a household that's kind of art savvy and you like doing all sorts of things. You just kind of need some guidance, maybe. You're like kind of tired of coming up with lessons if you're homeschool mom or whatever, and you just kind of want somebody to have those on there. That works very well for that kind of situation. And then of course you can use whatever you have. So let's just say you don't want to mess with canvases. You can do this design on watercolor paper or even printer paper. Like you don't have to make it complicated. And my goal is to not mom shame. Okay. Like if the $15 a month is all you can handle, use what I send, which is a carbon paper and template, and just use what you got around the house. Don't feel like this is a competition. And also a choice of size. So let's just say you do kind of enjoy the arts and you, for instance, love watercolor paint and you want your kid to do this project but on something bigger and all of that. That's the freedom of the digital box. You get to choose all that stuff, okay? And you're not limited in a way of what I send you. But then I also do have all the links. So if you choose to, let's just say the 12 by 12 canvas, which is what we do every month, if you could buy an entire year's worth of the canvas all at once, right, from my link, and then you don't need to mess with that again. And then each month you have your fee with me, and then, it kind of goes from there. And then there's lots of freedom in the digital box is my point. Okay, so let me show you December's box that we just had, and then the January box, because it's fun to see this stuff. And of course, these are my examples. And I'm going to give you, as an art teacher, I'm going to give you the logic behind why I created this the way that I created it. So there's 2 projects every single month. The first project is a 12 by 12 canvas painting, a new, obviously, thing that we're painting every single month. And that is a focus on painting. The image, if you get the delivery, it is pre-drawn. The reason it is pre-drawn is because it's a focus on painting, and it gives the kids a healthy win, okay? A lot of adults enjoy adult coloring books, and that is because there's no stress of drawing the design first. You get to enjoy color, you get to enjoy application, you get to enjoy hands-on, but you're not having to design something or draw it yourself. There's a whole market out there for it, so there's a lot of logic behind it, and that's kind of the reason why I did it the way I did. I want kids to have a healthy win. That's that first project, 12 by 12 canvas painting. And I'll show you the pug that we did for December. The other project is a healthy challenge. It's rich in art content, and it's got a lot of kind of like exploratory concepts, okay, where I want them to be thinking. Even if they don't maybe love the subject matter, I want them to get to think. And I also want them to get familiar with loving learning, okay? And as a teacher myself, I feel like that's one of the biggest problems that I see. Kids, there is kind of this very large group of kids who want entertainment, and they don't necessarily want learning. I think we need to get kids to fall in love with learning, okay? And you don't have to make kids do their stuff when they love it. They love to problem solve. They love to explore. They love to do those things. Anyway, I feel like I'm really good at that. Teaching a love of learning. Anyway, so the pug is super cute. He's a party pug. This was December. Of course, this is not available anymore. This was he's wearing a little hat that says 2022. He's partying it up on New Year's. I love the confetti falling and the noisemaker from his mouth. In this lesson, I teach the kids, I show them on the videos how to mix these colors, how to accomplish these wrinkles, and make it look the way you want. But I also give them freedom. I talk to them about choosing your background colors and all of that stuff, okay? And I don't expect people to have one that looks just like mine. My 7-year-old, when she did this, she added eyelashes to hers and lipstick and all kinds of great stuff and had fun. And that's okay. One of the subscribers, she was kind of hesitant to send me her picture because she was like, my kids march to the beat of their own drum. They don't follow what you're going to tell them, just so you know. And I'm like, dude, that's totally cool. And her son did the pug. I guess there's what did she call it? A black pug? I don't know about species of pugs, but I guess he felt like that's underrepresented, so of the pug species. So he did his totally different. That's awesome. Like, I love that. I want them to enjoy painting, okay, and then making those choices. And the other project for that month, for the December, was a shoe self-portrait. So this is mixed media. It is on watercolor paper. They draw their shoes. They choose the shoes and kind of. My goal is to get them to thinking about why they chose it and why it describes them. And I use the example of cowboy boots and cleats and ballet shoes and all the different things about our personalities and our interests and how cool that is, right? And then I told them why I chose Converse for mine. And then also the color here is bleeding tissue paper, which you just can't get enough of, right? And then, of course, the black is a black permanent marker. Anyway, healthy win. Healthy challenge, and really getting to think about some art concepts. The January box has this polar bear cub, and he's sitting in the wet snow, and I talk about the background color mixing, all the different things, And it's just a fun project. We get to fling the paint on there, get that snow on there. And then the other project, kind of the opposite end of the spectrum, is a little greenhouse. So it's a lot of fun. Okay. I just kind of wanted to give you an update of these subscription boxes. Reach out if you have questions.